Okay, we're gonna get started. Good afternoon. Welcome to the March 18th Rotary meeting. Please silence your cell phones as our Rotarian today comes up to lead us in a prayer, pledge, and four-way test.
Father, thank you for the ability to be here. Thank you for everyone being healthy, hopefully, and let's have a great rest of the week. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First is the truth. Second is the fair law.
Second, shift. Concerns.
Thank you, Barry. Great job. Okay, as you sit down, don't forget the blue buckets. There was $24 last week. We have a couple of $12 matches. Crystal, one more. Oh, I'm sorry. Aaron and Crystal. Okay. Okay. Do we have visitors? Carla, visiting again. Thank you. Go ahead. All right. Hi, Link. Prayer requests. Any prayer requests? All right, good. There's some membership proposal slips on the tables. Take a look at those. And for the people online, if you're viewing the YouTubes, please let Jack know to give you a makeup. Okay, if there are no other announcements, Aaron, do you want to introduce our speaker?
So today I'm proud to announce Dr. Dorman with Georgia College.
Thank you all. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Eric, let me clarify. You're going to control the PowerPoint, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Great. Excellent. Well, thank you all for inviting me to speak with you today, and thanks for all that your organization does for the community, and thank you all for your work in the community. I just want to bring you up to date on some things that are going on at Georgia College, and I'm getting some feedback. So, Eric, would you put the screen up? Well, thanks, Eric. Let me thank Eric Jones for being on the call today, along with MRA Day from our communications team. We also have my assistant, Ms. Monica Starley online, and Wendell Staples is our community liaison person. Wendell, thanks for being online as well. And I wanted to share with you some things that are going on at Georgia College. Next slide, please. Georgia College continues to have a very strong national presence, doing well in the national rankings, as you can see, both at the college level, but also at the program level. And I'm very proud of the way Georgia College is representing itself in national ranking schemes. In addition to that, we won an award recently for undergraduate research from the Undergraduate Research Accomplishments Association. I forget the exact name of the association, but we won this for our campus-wide undergraduate research, and we are starting a new undergraduate research journal. So I'm very proud of some of the things that are going on from a national perspective at Georgia College. Next slide, please. In addition to a national presence, we also have a very strong statewide presence. Because we are the state's public liberal arts institution, designated public liberal arts institution, we have a statewide mission. And so we do strongly serve the communities around Baldwin County, but you can see we also serve students from throughout the state. So we're bringing students from all over Georgia into Milledgeville to study here at Georgia College. Next slide. I wanted to share with you some of the impact numbers of Georgia College. You can see that Georgia College earns a total of about $64 million in salaries to the local economy. In addition to that, we have approximately 928 full-time workers between faculty and staff, but a total of 1,700 workers when we include part-time individuals as well. Our graduate numbers for Georgia College continues to grow. In fact, this year we had 168 graduate students, which is the highest number we've ever experienced. Our undergraduate numbers are 5,605 undergraduate students. Next slide, please. Also, want to make you aware of the total revenue for Georgia College. We have a budget of about $146 million, of which $53 million comes from tuition and fees. Another $39 million comes from state appropriations, and then we run a fairly robust auxiliary enterprises, which is our food service and housing area of the university that brings in about $30 million a year. Next slide, please. So I wanted to also share with you the impact that Georgia College brings to the local community. That impact is about $290 million a year. I think for fiscal 2019, it was $290 million. I don't have that up there right now, but for fiscal 2018, it was $298 million a year. So next slide. So when you look at with the amount that the state puts into Georgia College, a $40 million allotment, we produce a $288 million impact on the local economy, which is a $7.45 return on each dollar. So we're very proud of the return that Georgia College makes in the local community. Next slide, please. In addition to that, I think it's important for you to know that with our undergraduate total of students, 5,600 students, it is estimated that they spend about $13,000 a year on housing, food, clothing, things that students buy, which adds another $72 million, not to our necessarily all coming to our local economy, but certainly it is money that is spent in the economy, and we want as much of this money as possible to be certainly spent in our area as well. Next slide, please. I'm very proud of our gift center that our students participate in every year. In 2019, there were a total of 59,000 service hours and 2,000 volunteers who gave the time and effort to give back to the community. And when you add up how much brings to the local economy, it's over $1.5 million. And so I'm very proud of what happens through the Gift Center, through our students volunteering in our public schools and voluntary organizations, and the contribution that makes to the local economy. When our students volunteer, that's that many hours that are not having to be paid for by voluntary agencies, by schools, and that sort of thing in the community. So we're very proud of that. And we also know that our students are learning while they are giving back to the community, and that creates a win-win situation. Next slide, please. One aspect of economic impact that we overlook sometimes is our total fundraising and giving. Georgia College, over the last several years, has averaged about $4.85 million a year in annual support giving from our alumni and friends to the university. In fact, this past summer, we concluded a $30 million campaign for the university. And so I'm very proud of our alumni and friends and our advancement group of the university that's helping us to secure scholarships and endowments that support the work of the university. Next slide, please. And of course, one of the questions that I'm asked a lot are what are the largest majors at Georgia College? At the undergraduate level, it's nursing and marketing and psychology and exercise science and biology, mass comm. At the graduate level, it's programs like education, nursing and public administration, logistics and supply chain management. These are the larger majors at the graduate level. We're very proud of our students, their accomplishments, and the impact they have on the community. Next slide, please. Of course, one of the ways that we contribute to the local economy is through capital projects that are done. From over the last 5 years, Georgia College has contributed around $69 million in bondable projects to the local economy. This includes everything from improvements we've made on Beeson and Mayfair and McIntosh and Terrell and Kilpatrick Halls to what we improvements that we made on Hurdy, but also it includes the new integrated science complex that you're seeing and the Andalusia Interpretive Center that you will see happen in the next year. Next slide, please. In addition to the $69 million that represents bondable projects, we also spent over this same period of time, this 5-year period of time, about $34 million in locally funded projects, meaning that we fund these projects ourselves. And these are examples of these are like improvements in Russell Auditorium, the Liberty Street parking lot, upgrades to the library, the improvement of Heritage Hall that we have on campus, Peabody Auditorium upgrades, those types of things. All of these building projects aid to the local economy as we hire certainly our builders and our contractors are hiring local individuals to help them do these projects. And so we're very pleased with this impact we have on the local economy as well. Next slide, please. I thought I'd share with you 2 things that you see happening that are current capital projects. One is the Integrated Science Complex. It's a $22 million project that if you ride through campus now, you can see emerging on Montgomery and Wilkinson Street. We're very proud of that building that will be completed probably in the fall and open up in the fall. In addition to that, we're in the midst of planning the Andalusia Interpretive Center that will be on the front grounds out of Andalusia and will help us as we expand to bring in school groups and other individuals to Andalusia to learn about the legacy of Flannery O'Connor. Next slide, please. Here is one of the slides of what the Integrated Science Complex will look like when it is completed. It's as I said, a $22 million project, 43,000 square feet at the corner of Wilkinson and Montgomery. Next slide, please. Here's another view as you would be looking at it from Parks Memorial, looking sort of right across the street from it. That's what it will look like, hopefully, when it's complete. It's a very beautiful building. As you can see, it's got a lot of glass on it. It's meant to be an effort to put science on display. And so we're very, very pleased with that philosophy that has been built into the building itself. Next slide, please. Here's another view of what it will look like on the exterior. Next slide. And here is sort of a view of what the Andalusia Interpretive Center might look like. As you can see on the right, Columbus Street and the entrance where you would come into Andalusia. In that field that's out there currently, we will be placing a interpretive center, and it will be hopefully large enough to move to help us tell the story about Flannery before people go up and actually visit the home place of Flannery herself. Next slide, please. Here's another artist rendering of what it might look like. Next slide. One of the things that I'm really excited about is an effort that we've established here on campus called the Andalusia Institute. This will help us to take full advantage of Flannery's legacy. It will help us to develop undergraduate and curricular experiences, help us to bring in, to engage the local economy by bringing in local and regional K-12 schools. And I would love for at some point for us to even have a residence program at Andalusia that would allow future writers to come and do what Flannery had to go to Iowa and New York to study after she was here at Georgia College. It would really be neat to have a residency program where we brought in new and emerging writers to actually study art in Andalusia. Next slide, please. I'm also very pleased with our Rural Studies Institute that has been started and is directed by Dr. Ron Womack. I know many of you are concerned, as are we, about the educational, environmental, economic, and health disparities, particularly as they manifest themselves in rural areas. And we're hoping that the Rural Studies Institute will help the university scholars focus in on the unique issues and ideas that we want to bring to bear to help meet these educational, environmental, and economic and health disparities that manifest themselves in areas like we do. Next slide, please. Well, this is a project that I'm really excited about, and it's one that you're getting a peek at. We haven't solidified the project other than that we are going to do it. Many of you may have heard that the story that Bob Wilson tells about how Milledgeville was founded. There's a story that they were looking for a new capital. They came up the river and stopped at the shoals of the river. They got out of the boat, crossed the hill, down the hill, and discovered a spring with a large tree by it. And that spring is actually what is called Jarrett Spring, and it's located on the Georgia College campus. It's located at the corner of Wayne Street and Thomas Street. And many of you that know where that is know that right now there is actually a garage sitting on top of the spring. And you can actually see the spring. You can go to the garage and they will open up a metal door that's connected to the ground, and you will open up and you can actually see the fresh, beautiful spring water flowing underneath this metal grate, as it were. what we would like to do, what the university would like to do, is to take the things that are in this area now, which are mostly physical plant features, move them to another place, and make a park there that we would like to call Founders Park at Georgia College. It will acknowledge that this spring was really one of the important elements of why Milledgeville was founded as the state capital. Of course, at that point in time, it would have been important to have fresh drinking water if you're going to establish a new city or a new town. And so this will allow us to create a beautiful park in that part of campus, but also allow us to celebrate the history of Milledgeville and the founding of Milledgeville through the recognition of the spring. And this is one of the artist renderings of what that Founders Park might look like. And we're hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years, you might see this emerge in that part of campus. We're making plans to move physical plant features that are there to other places right now, which will allow us to begin the effort to make a park in this area of campus. And I'm really excited about this because it will help us to tell the history of Milledgeville. An interesting thing that's been uncovered that I had no idea that the group that's looking at this has uncovered is that do you know that this spring not only was one of the founding elements of Milledgeville, but actually Milledgeville downtown sits on top of this spring. Of course, there are culverts and all sorts of things under there now, but this spring actually runs underneath a lot of the downtown area of Milledgeville, and it actually comes close to coming out of the ground at this point, and did probably at one point in time. And we're going to hopefully find a way to bring it out again and celebrate it. Next slide. One final thing that I want to tell you about is some pedestrian and traffic control that we've just put up at the university. This is at the corner of Hancock and Clark Street, which is one of our busiest intersections. We put up a crosswalk in coordination with the Department of Transportation that will allow students to cross diagonally in all directions, actually, and all traffic is going to be stopped. We've eliminated any turn on red there, and so when all traffic is stopped, you will see students actually being able to cross diagonally. So when that happens, don't worry. They know they're being trained to do this and directed to do this. And it's an effort to try to help students deal with the traffic issue there. And this is also being coordinated with the crosswalk down closer to Ennis Hall and closer to where the former Methodist Church is. So all of this works together to allow students to cross in a way that it takes care of traffic, but it's also a safer crossing mechanism for students. We're also going to see over on Montgomery Street, probably in the next 3 or 4 months, a crosswalk emerge at Liberty Street, where Liberty intersects with Montgomery. And we're going to be seeing another dedicated crosswalk in that area that will also help control the traffic and also the crossing in that area as well, to provide a safer environment for students to cross. Next slide. I actually think that's it. Yeah. One other slide I'll tell you about. I always like to talk about teaching journeys. When students come to Georgia College, we place them on a journey. We give them high impact practices such as career planning, internships, study abroad, leadership experiences. We believe that these experiences help to enhance their experience here at Georgia College, help them go through college at a good pace, persist, and graduate in a timely way. Next slide. Thank you all. And if you have questions, I'm always happy to answer questions. Appreciate you sitting through this presentation. Be glad to answer any questions, Dr. Peters.
Anyone have questions? Anybody online have questions? Well, Dr. Dorman, I don't see any questions, but thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you all, and thanks to my help. Thank you all for helping me show the slides today, Eric and Omar and Monica and Wendell. Thanks for being on.
All right. Any other announcements? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We are adjourned.